This year, a whole new tax system has been introduced called Making Tax Digital for income tax. And for some taxpayers, it will mean making 5 submissions to HMRC every single year. And the first deadline is coming up in August. As a qualified chartered accountant and experienced tax advisor, I'm going to explain the submission process to you and exactly what you need to do in order to be compliant and avoid any penalties. But firstly, let me remind you of what Making Tax Digital is and whether or not it actually applies to you. Making Tax Digital for income tax is all about submitting digitalized updates to HMRC every year, along with a final declaration at the end of the year, which is similar to the end of year tax return that you'll submit now. So this will apply right now to anyone who made £50,000 or more of qualifying income in the 24-25 tax year as a self-employed person or from property. So that means £50,000 or more from the 6th of April 2024 to the 5th of April 2025. And if you crossed that threshold, you need to comply with this right now. And the first deadline for the first quarterly update is coming up. It's the 7th of August 2026. As I said, this is about qualifying income from self-employment or from property. So it wouldn't include income from employment because that would be covered by the PAYE system. So if you're only an employee and that's all you do, you don't need to comply with Making Tax Digital for income tax. But if you're an employee and you've also got a side business or a rental business and you cross that threshold, then you would need to comply with this and you would need to make those submissions yourself separate to your normal employment income. Crucially, even if you didn't cross the £50,000 qualifying income threshold in the 24-25 tax year, you might still need to comply with this, because if you made £30,000 or more qualifying income in the 25-26 tax year, that's the 6th of April 2025 to the 5th of April 2026, then you will need to comply in a similar way from next April. So you'll still need to go ahead and make these quarterly updates for next year. So this might still apply to you even if you're not within the scope of Making Tax Digital right now. So if you're not sure, this will require you to go back and have a look at your previous tax returns or your own records to check whether or not you cross that qualifying income threshold for the relevant tax year. And this is about income, not about profit. So you'll be surprised at how many businesses and landlords this will actually impact. So what needs to actually be included in the quarterly update? In terms of what needs to be included in each quarterly update, it is a summary of your income and expenses for each qualifying income stream. So if you have got a business that you run as a sole trader and you've got a rental property, it would be a summary of each of those qualifying income streams. It's not a comprehensive tax return like the one that you would submit by the 31st of January, and you wouldn't include all of your income sources. So you wouldn't include dividends and you wouldn't include capital gains, and you also wouldn't include tax adjustments, because all of that would go in the final declaration, which is similar to your final end of year tax return. And those things wouldn't be included in each quarterly update. And if you make a mistake, you can correct it in the next quarterly update, because the quarterly updates are cumulative, so they build on each other. So you can correct any mistakes, or if you've used provisional numbers, then you can correct them in a future quarterly update. The software that I choose to use for Making Tax Digital is Xero, because I currently run my business as a sole trader. This video is sponsored by Xero, but I genuinely do use this accounting software and I've always paid for this software myself. If you need a software provider, either because you've already crossed that qualifying income threshold and you're already within the scope to Making Tax Digital, or you know that you will cross the qualifying income threshold and you'll need to comply in future years, then just know that Xero is HMRC recognised, it's super simple to use and it's affordable. You can go for the cheapest option, which is £7 a month, or you can use my link, which is on screen now, or it's in the description box, and at the time of filming you can get the software for 70p a month for the first 6 months. This is super affordable for award-winning accounting software. Now let me quickly cover the deadlines for Making Tax Digital for income tax. The first deadline is the 7th of August 2026. That is if you're already within the scope to Making Tax Digital because you've crossed that qualifying income threshold. And the numbers need to cover the period from the 6th of April 2026 to the 5th of July 2026. The next deadline is the 7th of November, which covers the 6th of July 2026 to the 5th of October 2026. The next deadline is the 7th of Feb 2027, which covers the 6th of October 26 to the 5th of January 27. The next deadline is the 7th of May 2027, which covers the quarter from the 6th of January 2027 to the 5th of April 2027. The final declaration will be due by the 31st of January 2028 as usual. If you miss the deadlines, you will incur penalty points, and once you get 4 penalty points, that turns into a £200 fine. But the first year is a soft landing period, which means that the penalties don't apply because HMRC know that this is a completely new tax system and everybody needs to figure out what they're doing. So now let me tell you the 5 key steps that you need to take from being completely clueless on what you need to do to successfully making your first submission. The first step you need to take is to register for Making Tax Digital using HMRC's service to register, which is on screen now. Remember, you only need to do this when you are mandated into using Making Tax Digital. So it's when you've crossed that threshold and you have to start using Making Tax Digital for the first time. Secondly, you have to make sure that you're using HMRC compatible software. There's lots of different software that you can use, and there's a full list on HMRC's website. As I mentioned, I choose to use Xero. You can also use API-enabled spreadsheets or bridging software, but I don't think that they're going to be as popular as the software because the software will make it very easy for users. The software also then needs to be set up and it needs to be linked to HMRC's business account, and you need to have your national insurance number handy for this part, and you have to make sure that you've already completed step 1. Next, you need to input your income and expenses into your software. If your bank account has already been linked up with your software, then these numbers should have pulled through automatically, especially if the software was set up for the full quarter. If not, then you will need to input the numbers manually into your chosen software. And remember, it's just the income and expense numbers for the qualifying income streams. It's not all of your tax adjustments. Also remember that if you make a mistake, you can correct that mistake in future quarterly updates. So don't worry too much if you're not entirely sure on a couple of the numbers. Next is to review the numbers. Once you've input your numbers, the software should pull this into an update that's ready to submit to HMRC, and you need to review that before you submit and check it for accuracy. I'll show you quickly how it works in Xero. The expenses should populate automatically into HMRC's predefined categories like rents, rates, power and insurance, and the software should do this by mapping the codes into the right categories. At least that's how it works in Xero. Next, you want to just hit send. Make sure you actually do hit the send button. It can't just stay in the software or HMRC won't see it. So make sure that you do check in the software that the quarterly update has actually been submitted. If you want, you can just pay for an accountant to do all of this for you. It means that you would just need to review each quarterly update and the final declaration. It will be way more straightforward, but it would obviously cost more as well. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already because it helps the channel to grow, and I'll see you next time.